What's going on, guys? Today we are going to create a user registration form in ASP.NET using .NET Framework technology using Visual Studio 2022, SQL Server Management Studio or SQL Server Database and Bootstrap. So let's do it. First of all, you need to have a couple of software installed on your system. That is, the first one is Visual Studio 2022 and the second one is SQL Server Management Studio. By default, in Visual Studio 2022, there is no option for creating ASP.NET application using .NET Framework. For that, you have to configure your Visual Studio 2022. I already created one tutorials how to configure Visual Studio 2022 for ASP.NET web development using .NET Framework. So look at that or watch that. The link is in the description section. So after watching that tutorials, after downloading Visual Studio 2022 and SQL Server Management Studio and configure Visual Studio 2022, let's do it. First of all, open Visual Studio 2022 and then click on create new project, and here in the source template, search ASP.NET web application and select that ASP.NET web application .NET Framework. Click next and give the application name user registration app, and then click next and then select empty. Click next, and it will take some time to create your project because Visual Studio is bulky IDE. Now after rendering, right click over your solution or project and click on add and click on web form, because in ASP.NET web application, web pages are called web forms, and give the item names here as user reg. Click OK. And now here what we are going to do is we are going to use Bootstrap. The advantage of using Bootstrap are numerous. The first one is responsive. No matter what device you are watching your web page, it will automatically resize according to your device like mobile phone, tablet or computer. And the second one is it looks pretty nice. And to make your web page responsive and looking good, you have to write a lot of CSS. And we are not going to do that because if somebody else already do that and we can use that, why we need to develop by ourselves? So let's do it. First of all, go to any web browser and search get bootstrap.com and go to that web pages and scroll down, and what we need to do is we need to install, go to read install documentation, because we need to let our this .asp web pages let know that this uses Bootstrap. So for that we need some kind of connection. So for that, here copy that CDN link, go back, and inside the head first give title here user registration, and inside that head paste that, and inside the body we are going to use Bootstrap layout. So scroll down and there in the form section and go to layout. There is one layout that we can reuse in our project and edit it according to our requirements. And here I can use this one and simply copy, go back and paste here. Simply save that in. Now let's see how it looks. So execute it, and there you can see it is looking pretty awful, but it gives what we need, like email, password, we need that one, or we need address, we don't need second address here, we don't need city, state, but we can reuse this controls. So go back, and the problem is the web pages are displayed from far left to far right, and for that what you can use is go back and simply close that and go back, and we can use one div class, that is container class. So simply cut all that code, and here div, and here css class is equal to div class is equal to container, and simply paste that, save that, and again run it. Now it looks pretty nice. Now let's check the responsiveness of it. Let's check how it looks in mobile. There you go. It looks like this in mobile, and it looks like this in tablet, I guess, and it looks like in our desktop. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Now go back again, and it would be nice to display some text here before this form. So here what we can do is I can write another div class here, and let's a little bit zoom it. Simply close all that. Here div and class is equal to I'm going to use background to light, and then padding to 4, and then rounded, and then margin bottom 3, and then margin top 3. These all are CSS Bootstrap class guides. Don't be intimidated. We see the div, but we have to give some text here. So inside that div, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write one h1 tag, and here user registration form. Simply save that and reload it. Go back. I think it is here, but it would be nice if this is in the center. So go back, and here you can use one CSS class is equal text center. Reload that, and there you go. It is in center. You can also display the. You can also change this color, or you can also change this to any color. Like you can use here BG primary, and here text dash light, and reload it, and let's check how it looks. There you go. It's looking pretty nice. Now you can also give the background color of this form also. Here BG dash light, and reload. Go back. Pretty nice, looking pretty nice, but it would be nice if these two are aligned. So what you can do is you can simply copy that and paste inside this form, and here you can see this is offbeat. It would be nice if there is some space between this background and this button. So scroll down, and here margin bottom to 3. Reload it. There you go. There is some space, and these are aligning properly. Now let's edit our form so that it can fulfill our requirements. So go back, simply close this, and go back. Here we need to do a couple of things. First, form here run it is equal to server, and then we need a form method is equal to post method, and here label for this one email, and input type we have to use ASP.NET server controls. And so for that, go to view, and here goes toolbox, and from there what you can do is simply replace this with text box. Double click that. ID is equal to, change the ID to txt email, so that it is easier for us to access it while we are writing the backend code. Run it is equal to that one, and here CSS class is equal to form dash control, and password same process. Here goes txt pass, and CSS class is equal to form control. And by the way, go to properties of these controls. Let's see the Solution Explorer Solution Explorer view, and then properties windows also, and select that. And here I think you can change the text mode to password. There you go, so that our password will be hidden. And address here, same process, and give the id to txt add, and css class also. Css class is equal to form control, and we don't need this to simply remove that div, and instead we need first name and last name. So what you can do is you can simply copy this to, I think that, simply copy that and paste that, and here change this to first name, and here goes txt f name, and here goes txt txt l name, and here goes last name, and don't it equal to server. We don't need text mode here. You can simply remove that, and in this we have email, password, first name, last name, address, and what else we need? We need phone, and here goes the same process. Here goes txt phone, and then css class is equal to form dash control. And in ASP.NET, I think there is nothing like select. Instead of that, what we have to do is we have to use our drop down list, and here goes gender. Now simply select this drop down list, and a pop-up will display here, and select that, and then click that edit item, and here add. Here goes text is male and value is male, and add another one. Here goes text is female and value is female, and finally others, and here goes others. Add OK. Now here instead of zip we need a what else we need? Phone, we already give that, and here we need a dob. The process is same. Double click the text box. Here goes txt dob, and select that text box and go to properties, and you can find that type text mode and change this to datetime local. And we don't need this check, so you can simply remove it. And button, this button will not work, so go to toolbox and drop the button from there, and text is register. Simply save that, and let's see how our form looks. Our form looks pretty nice. First name, last name, address, phone, gender, and then dob. But the phone is a pretty big, and these two are pretty small. We want this to be equal in size. So go back, and what we can do is Here MD, this is 4, 4 and 4. In Bootstrap grid view, the entire width of the web page is divided into 12 equal parts, and here we use 4 in this section, in this 4 and then 4. That means 12. And here you can see now these three are equal in size, but this is offbeat. I don't know why. So go back and simply close that. And here we have to give the CSS class. CSS class is equal to btn dash primary, and here again CSS class is equal to form dash control. Save that and run it. Now it looks nice. It looks nice, but it is not working. So go back again. Here is btn dash primary. Run that again. Now it is looking pretty nice. Pretty nice. Now we complete our design part. Now let's create one database. So run SQL Server, Management Studio, connect, right click over database, new database, and here not ASP user resize. Simply OK. Expand that database directory. Right click over recently created database, not right click, simply expand that again and right click over table, new, and then table. And here goes email email varchar, and then here goes pass varchar, here goes fname varchar, lname varchar, address varchar, data type is varchar, and then phone varchar, gender varchar, and finally DOB varchar. Simply Control plus S and ASP user resize, and OK. Now go back and stop your program and go to view, and then click that server explorer, right click over data connection, add connection, and refresh that server name. Now drop down, select trust server certificate, and from there ASP user register. OK. Now from the properties, copy that connection history because we need that. Now go to design and double click that register button. It will create a listening event of that button, and let's close this, and here let's write some code. Now we need to import some namespace here using system.data.sql client, and scroll down, and inside that clicking event of that button, SQL connection con is equal to new SQL connection, and here goes that recently copied connection string. You can also go to properties and simply copy that connection string, close that, paste, and when you do an SQL query, so string insert query is equal to insert into our table name, that is, what is our table name? ASP user resize, and then we don't have to provide the columns because we are going to insert into all columns. So here values, and here goes we're going to use parameter substitution. So add email for obvious reason because of the danger of SQL injection, email, and then pass and then fname, and then lname, and then address, and then phone, and then gender, and finally DOB. By the way, while we created our database here, you can change this DOB to, I think, timestamp, and go back, and we need to execute this query. So SQL command cmd is equal to new SQL command, and here goes insert query and then connection. And but before that, we need to open our connection. So connection dot open, and here now we are going to pass the value. So cmd dot parameters dot add with value, and here goes add email, and then here goes txt email dot text. Now let me zoom out a little bit, and you can simply copy this, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here goes email, here goes pass, here goes fname, here goes lname, here goes, I think, address, address address. And by the way, this should be exactly same as this address, and then phone, and then gender, and finally DOB. And here goes txt pass.text, here goes txt fname.text, here goes txt lname.text, here goes txt address.text, here goes txt phone.text. Here is our drop down list 1 dot selected item, and we have to convert that to a string. And finally here goes txt dob. We give txt phone or not. Let's see that. Txt phone, we give that one, and let's execute this, and store that in some variable. Int count is equal to cmd dot execute non-query, and if count is greater than 0, that means if there is the row affected by this query, we are going to display one message. So response dot write, and here I am going to use script type to JavaScript. We are going to display one alert box. Script type is equal to text slash JavaScript, and here I am going to display one alert, and here register successfully, and close that, and close script, and close our message. Simply copy this, and else we are going to display the same alert box with a different message: error in REGIST error in registration. Simply save this and execute it. Now let's check the responsiveness. Is it working or not? It is working. Pretty nice. Now here now click that register, and it is displaying some error here, incorrect syntax near DOB. So we got error here. Here in the drop down there is not displaying any. So here form dash select, I think SEL is hit is select and execute it, and that should display pretty nice drop down icon. There you go, and it is displaying here some error, incorrect syntax near dob. Let's check payable. And let's close this and go back, and let's check insert into that one. Hello, oh, there we forget that parenthesis. Simply save it and execute it. Fill this form. And here goes your gender, and select your date and click that register. Message should display, but here says invalid update name. A lot of errors here. Go back and let's go to our table name. Our table name is not AS, only AS user register. So here not ASP but AS user ID. Save that. And in programming you have to do coding, but more than that you have to do a lot of debugging. Debugging makes you a perfect programmer, a good programmer. Now execute it again, and here select your gender and select the DUB and click register. This time message should display register successfully. Now let's check whether the data is inserted in our table or not. So right click over your table and click that select top 1000 rows, and there you go, data is inserted. So that's all. This is a pretty long tutorials, but it is a pretty straightforward also because we use Bootstrap for our responsiveness. So that's all in this tutorial, guys. If you like this video, share this video with your friends so that they can know about these tutorials and they can create a user registration form in ASP.NET using Visual Studio 2022 and SQL Server. Give thumbs up. It really motivates us to create such programming tutorials for you, and stay connected with us because we have a target of reaching 100k subscribers this year. So help us with that and subscribe our channels. And thank you once again for watching. Have a good day. Bye bye. I will see you in the next tutorials.